Right everyone, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, bringing you my preview for Game Week 24 in Fantasy Premier League. I'll also be going over, giving you a little recap / review of Game Week 23 as well, so we can all see how I did before going into what I plan on doing for the upcoming double game week of number 24. But if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like, comment down below your plans for the future game week, and as always subscribe for more Fantasy Premier League content. You can also join the league code at the top of the screen. It is never too late to do so, but without further ado, let's take a little brief look at how I did in the previous game week 23. As you can see, 56 points, 2 below the average. I always seem to be hanging around the average nowadays, even when I'm slightly above it or slightly below it. It always seems to be where I am. And now, guys, I rank 496,607, meaning that for ages now, I have just gone over my rank last season. I was doing so well, I was under it for so long, but a bad game week hit. And yeah, it hasn't gone too well for me this week. I was hoping to bounce back, but unfortunately I didn't do so, and I made the killer mistake of benching Phil Foden. 16 points on the bench, same with Adams to be fair, an extra 5 points he would have got over Antonio. And yeah, just really frustrating. I thought Liverpool were going to do a bit better against Man City, not going to lie. I know their form's been dodgy, but I thought against City they'd maybe have a bit more fight, a bit more energy about them. It just didn't happen. But getting into the team, Meslier got me 10 points, which was very nice. Actually, I was sweating a little bit because Martinez at the start of the game week got 9, but Meslier proved to be the right option just. To be honest, I wish I used my bench boost this week and hadn't have used it all those weeks ago. Maybe rushing things a little bit lately I am, and I maybe need to try and just slow down and calm down a little bit. Soufal getting 6 points, fair enough, but the rest of my defence very disappointing. James, me and Robertson. I was praying that James didn't start after Foden had that display, but he did. And obviously Chelsea conceded that horrific own goal, which just rubbed more salt into the wounds. Salah getting a goal, fair enough. Fernandes wasn't an awful captaincy choice. Barnes and Grealish not performing. Antonio not either. Watkins got his goal for Villa, which is good. But yeah, just absolutely gutted I didn't start Phil Foden, guys. And that really is just the story of my game week. That sort of messed the whole thing up. Shock result, Aston Villa beating Arsenal. I guess maybe you wouldn't say shock result, but you know, a few dodgy calls here or there. Villa still looking like a decent team, even if some of their players didn't get returns. Burnley 1, Brighton 1. I would look at Burnley players going into the double game week, which I'll get onto a little bit later. Newcastle 3, Southampton 2. I would have said that maybe Newcastle's attack looks a bit better with St. Maximin, but now Callum Wilson is out, so maybe that puts a little bit of a break on that one. Fulham and West Ham 0-0. That obviously very controversial red cards from Mike Dean. Obviously though, getting death threats is very much over the top. I think people need to check themselves, whoever are doing that. Filling 3-3 game between Everton and Man U. Calvert-Lewin looks like a good bet after this, as he did score for Everton. He also scored for them in the FA Cup. However, he has picked up a small injury and could be a doubt for the next week, and I'll get onto that in a little bit later as well. Kane's back for Spurs, which is a good thing. That means that maybe they become a little bit more appealing after beating West Brom 2-0. Leicester, again, their assets still fairly appealing, even though they couldn't score against Wolves. Liverpool 1, City 4. Liverpool assets looking a little bit worse off, especially their defence. You know, Robertson, Trent, is this the time to get rid of them maybe? Salah I'd still keep. But yeah, City just looking so good. Gundogan having his best season, goal scoring season I should say, which is crazy. He seems like a good cheap option. Sheffield United 1, Chelsea 2. Chelsea still a tough one to call in terms of who to get. Unless you go for a cheap defender like maybe a Rudiger. And Leeds capped it all off with a 2-0 over Palace. Bamford on the score sheet. But yeah, guys, that is how that week went. Obviously not the best for me. Could have been worse though, but could have obviously been better. And let me know how you did in the comments below. And with that said, let's take a look at how my team is shaping up for Game Week 24. Okay, so this is my team, and before I get into the attacking line, let me just go through it from the goalkeeper. Martinez against Brighton. seems like a bit of a better fixture than Meslier against Arsenal. Soufal, decent fixture against Sheffield United. Got 2 double game weeks. I've got Stones and I've got me. Apparently Diaz could be a bit ill for Man City, so whilst that maybe confirms that Stones maybe has his place set for those 2 games, it doesn't mean that maybe their defence won't be as good, so a little bit interesting there, but got to play in with the 2 fixtures. Me, Crystal Palace away and Fulham at home. Just seems like 2 very good fixtures. I think he needed a Burnley defender or at least Nick Pope or something to cover for that. Salah, Leicester away is not going to be easy, but it's Salah, you've got to start him. Foden's there, not going to make the mistake of benching him again, even though we know how Pep likes to rotate. Tottenham at home. Foden actually has a decent record against the Big 6 teams, so hopefully he can continue that. Everton away as well, not too bad. Fernandes, West Brom away, decent fixture. Grealish, Brighton away as well, not too bad either. Front three is where it gets interesting. Watkins against Brighton away. Now, Brighton have actually got a bit of a solid defence, so Grealish and Watkins could struggle, but hopefully they do enough to at least get 1, maybe 2 goals. But yeah, the player that I brought in was Calvert-Lewin for Che Adams, and I brought him in before the game week. Again, this is what I said to you guys earlier. I need to stop rushing in getting people. All I keep worrying about is prices going up and down in it. You know, I wanting to save money, but sometimes you just have to wait it out, and now it looks like Calvert-Lewin has a slight hamstring tweak and could be out for his next upcoming games, which would be a massive hit for me. I've obviously got him captained, as you guys can see. I think against Fulham, that's a great fixture. And I think with City, if Diaz is out, or even if he's not, you could see Everton at least nicking a goal. So that is going to be a shame if he is out. Hopefully it's not too serious. Antonio again against Sheffield, not too sure how long he's expected to be out. But hopefully with those yellows, it means these guys will be okay to play, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to keep an eye on those press conferences tomorrow. And hopefully it's some good news. I mean, I do, luckily, have players on the bench to come on now. This is where it's kind of good but also annoying, because I hate having a playing bench, because now every week so far I've got the dilemma of who I start and who I bench, and as you saw last week with Foden, that did not pay off well. And the whole reason I've got this playing bench is obviously because I wildcarded and I brought players on the bench so I could use my bench boost. That didn't really work, and now I'm sort of struggling to get rid of some players on the bench for just cheaper options, because I keep wanting to change my team every week. So yeah, I think rushing my wildcards and rushing some stuff like this probably has sort of bit me a little bit. Hopefully we can recover soon though, and hopefully those players won't be injured. But Barnes is there to come on. I think he should be my starting sub. James might not even play against Newcastle. Robertson's there as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling too confident, guys, to be honest, especially if Calvert-Lewin and Antonio don't play. I might have to take a -4 if it does turn out that Calvert-Lewin especially is going to be out, because I'll just probably have to make the worst transfer saga ever and bring him in and then get rid of him. So that would be pretty embarrassing, but hey, what can you do? Having a look at the games, guys, some fixtures to focus on. Might actually change it up a little bit and just go for teams to look at for this double game week. It's a small one, 4 teams playing twice. There is another double game week after with Leeds and Southampton, and I think after some of the FA Cup ties, we will see this week and game week 26 fatten up a bit as well with some extra fixtures too, so do keep an eye out for that. But teams to focus on, guys, I think Burnley defenders, Palace away and Fulham at home just seem like 2 very good fixtures to pick up someone, whether it be Loughton, me or Pope. I think Everton look decent as well with that, especially that Fulham fixture at home. And then you've got Man City as well. So I do think that especially with an attacker like Calvert-Lewin, maybe a punt like a Rodriguez, I do think they could be shouts. Maybe not defenders, but I do think picking them up is fair. And City as well, 2 fixtures. They look amazing. Foden, Gundogan, whoever you want, I'd pick them up. Probably keep an eye or keep a sort of look on who you think's going to start both games. But yeah, it's all about the double game weeks this week, guys. I mean, United v West Brom seems like a decent one as well. But yeah, and I mean, Chelsea v Newcastle, again, it's just hard to know who's definitely going to play. But that is going to be my overview and little preview for Game Week 24, guys. If you did enjoy, like I said, leave a like, comment down below what you guys are doing, and as always, subscribe for more Fantasy Premier League content. My recap of this game week will be out after it does finish, so do stay tuned for that. I do hope you all have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.